What we got on the menu today? Hey, look, man, we got some breaking news to report. So let's get straight into it. So look, y'all, it's been a lot going on in the hip hop YouTube streets lately. Dig what I'm saying? That boy Max B done came home. That boy Lil Durk finna come home. And also, we got Lil Boosie, bro. Y'all know Lil Boosie is fighting a federal firearms case right now. Dig what I'm saying? Lil Boosie has pleaded guilty and he's about to be sentenced this month, right before Thanksgiving. Dig what I'm saying? And a lot of people think Boosie gonna get some time, but I don't think he's gonna get no time. Dig what I'm saying? And you got some LA gang members from Hoover that has banned Boosie from LA. Boosie ain't studying them, no, bro. But them the three topics we're gonna talk about today. So first on the menu, bro, we're gonna talk about Max B, bro. Y'all know Max B, the wave god, bro. He was gone for 16, almost 17 years, locked up in New Jersey State Prison. Dig what I'm saying? So we're gonna rewind just a little bit and let y'all know what Max B was locked up for, bro. Max B was originally charged with a M and a robbery case. Dig what I'm saying? Basically, Max B and his stepbrother Pooh Sims and this girl named Gina Conway that Max B was rocking with, they lined up these dudes from out of town, bro. And it was supposed to be just a smooth lick, just a smooth lick. Dig what I'm saying? Smooth lick, take the money, nobody gets hurt. Dig what I'm saying? But unfortunately, Pooh Sims started firing off at the dudes. Dig what I'm saying? And one of the dudes, unfortunately, he was unalive. Dig what I'm saying? Now, when this first happened, Max B, Gina Conway, and Pooh Sims all got arrested and they all got charged. Dig what I'm saying? Now, what we're gonna get into later is Max B told on this case, y'all. I know he just now coming home, bro. I know he enjoying his freedom and stuff, bro, but we gotta talk about it, bro. We gotta put it on the floor, bro. Max B is a rat, bro. But he got 75 years. He came back on appeal. They lowered his sentence to 20 years. That was a few years ago. Dig what I'm saying? And that's when all the Max B coming home talk started happening, especially from his guys in the industry, niggas like French Montana and people like that. Dig what I'm saying? So we gonna get into academics and Whack 100. You know what I'm saying? They had a conversation last night about this Max B situation. We gonna tap into them and see what they talking about, and we gonna react. Let's go.
Boosie, Pooh Sims. How long is he sentenced to? Now Pooh Shiesty, Pooh Sims. Cleared him. Max B sentence. Let's see. I think cleared him.
Hey, I appreciate you pulling up. We talking about this Max B situation. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We almost there.
I sentenced to the same thing. So I think the dude's a little bit mad that Max B's getting out early.
Hey, look, I appreciate all y'all pulling up. Welcome to the show. We talking about Max B. Y'all know Max B just got released from jail. We talking about Lil Durk. He got a big win in court. Durk is on his way home. And we also talking about Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie just got banned from LA by some Hoover gang members. Dig what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all y'all pulling up.
Married to my mom. I'm locked up out here in Jersey for this case that me, him, and Gina Conway all got locked up for. During this time that we got locked up back in 2006, Max was signed to Jim Jones, Bird Gang, Dipset, caught this case. They came.
Hold on, we're gonna pause for a second. Hey, that's a big fact, bro. That's some important information. Dig what I'm saying? Max B and Jim Jones are top ops right now. Jim Jones is the only rapper from New York that's been throwing shots at Max B before he got out and since he been out. Jim Jones is calling Max B a rat, bro. And there's paperwork on that, bro, as y'all finna hear in this video. Dig what I'm saying? But Jim Jones and Max B used to be close. Jim Jones actually signed Max B. Max B actually helped Jim Jones write his biggest song, which is Ballin'. But they fell out. Dig what I'm saying? And the reasons they fell out is allegedly Max B has some dealings with Jim Jones' current fiance, Chrissy. Dig what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
We came to talk to Max. And Max B ended up cooperating with the police and assisting them.
So after they got booked.
Hold on. Y'all heard that? That's Pooh Sims, bro. Pooh Sims is Max B's brother, bro. Pooh Sims' dad is married to Max B's mother. currently. Dig what I'm saying? And he just said that Max B cooperated on this case. This his brother, bro. This ain't like no homie in the street. This ain't no nigga Max B just met on the block over there in Harlem. This is his brother, bro. This is his co-defendant on the case. The guy is still in jail right now. He's saying Max B told, bro.
The police went and spoke with Max B, and Max B fully cooperated. For them locate Gina Conway. Okay, let me rewind that. Because he said he helped the police locate her. And Max B ended up cooperating with the police and assisting them with helping them locate Gina Conway. So that's what I put out there, and I put that back out. Like I said, we got locked up in 2006. I ain't get my discovery to the end of 2007, and that's when I put it out.
Life of the Man, salute you. I appreciate you pulling up. Life of the T-Man, shout out you. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Dig what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to these 1,000 subscribers. We almost there. Share this live. Tap in. We listening to this audio of Academics, 1090 Jake, and Pooh Sims. Pooh Sims is Max B brother. Pooh Sims is exposing Max B, bro. He's saying Max B is a rat, bro. Let's go.
2008. Now, the snitching is supposedly Max B telling the cops where his girlfriend worked.
Admitted to any New York juvenile detention center, a global...
We're going to get right through these ads, y'all. Y'all know how these ads be.
That's snitching? I don't know. Put the paperwork out. So for the people who don't know what...
Hey, y'all put that in the comments, bro. Do y'all feel like that's telling, bro? If you commit a crime with somebody, right, and you got two co-defendants, right, and you go to the police and you help the police locate one of your co-defendants, you tell the police where your co-defendant live at, you tell the police where your co-defendant work at, is that telling? Y'all let me know in the comments.
Discovery. Now, okay, so what he's saying, okay, to put this paperwork out now, he also told me to make sure I block out buildings, address, fraud. Now, I'm going to take y'all all the way over here, though. Right? And when I take you over here, I want to say this is, and you said also to Mr. Delaney on redirect that you already had the information about Sin City, that Gina Conway was some way associated with Sin City. Okay, so it looked like Max B told the cops that Gina Conway, his quote-unquote girlfriend, worked at Sin City. When you want to... Yes. Salute the transcripts. He didn't say that his girl set up a robbery. He didn't say that it... All right. Simply can't... I like Jake's take, because I agree with him. I'll tell him.
Look, hold on. 1090 Jake, he used to be on point, bro. 1090 Jake is the guy that used to have the rat report card. Dig what I'm saying? 1090 Jake was on fire. 1090 Jake was on a run, bro. He was exposing all the long tail, tattletale rappers, bro. That's what he was doing, bro. And he was coming with his receipts. He was coming with his facts. He was coming with his paperwork. And millions of people was watching his videos, bro. But as of late, bro, I think 1090 Jake taking the bag, bro. I think 1090 Jake is taking the bag under the table, bro. And he is letting people like play with his integrity, bro. He is putting his integrity on the line, bro. He is literally right here saying that Max B did not tell, bro. Now, let's give a little background on 1090 Jake. 1090 Jake is a guy that's been to prison himself, bro. 1090 Jake served a long time in prison. He should know what telling is. Matter of fact, I know he know what telling is, bro. Dig what I'm saying? But I feel like French Montana or somebody close to Max B dropped a bag on 1090 Jake. And 1090 Jake is trying to, sway the people and spin a narrative that Max B didn't tell, bro. But it's clear right here. Y'all just heard it, bro. Max B helped the police locate Gina Conway. That's telling, bro. Gina Conway was not just Max B girlfriend, bro. Gina Conway was a co-defendant on this case, bro. Gina Conway was the girl who lined the niggas up that they robbed, bro.
So the big thing that Max B snitched on was he said his girl works at the club. He didn't say that his girl set up a robbery. He didn't say that his stepbrother blew somebody's brains out. He said, my girl work at a club. And that's all y'all had to fucking come up with? This is all the co-defendant could say to try to knock Max B's name out the way? So this is something that's interesting, right? I'm going to show y'all what the fuck snitching actually is, because
What they're talking about here ain't it.
Hold on, let me show you what snitching is, 1090 Jake. Since 1090 Jake has taken a bag, bro, and his integrity is up in the air, bro, he done threw his integrity out the window, bro. I'ma read y'all what Max B said, bro. This is what Max B said in his own appeal paperwork, bro. This ain't what the police said. This ain't what nobody said except Max B, bro. I'm about to read it to y'all right now, bro. Check it out. Okay, so this is Max B on his appeal, bro. This is what he said on his appeal, bro. Max B. Wingate contends that the three aggravating factors cannot support the sentences. He argues that he only had two prior indictable convictions and that there exists in this case only a general type of deterrence that is present in every sentencing. He also argues that the court failed to explain why it found a risk that he would commit further crimes. Wingate also argues that the court erroneously failed to find any mitigating factors. Specifically, he argues that his conduct was the result of circumstances unlikely to recur because he would have nothing more to do with Conway. That's Gina Conway. That's the girl he told on. Now, this is the most important part. Max B, which is Wingate, he also argues that he cooperated with law enforcement authorities, helping them locate Gina Conway. Bro, that's cut and dry telling, bro. That nigga is a long tail, bro. That nigga is a rat. That nigga is a snitch. That nigga is a turncoat, bro. That is telling, bro. You cannot say that ain't telling, bro. See, this is top tier telling, bro. Yeah, this is top tier telling, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why this is top tier telling, bro. Because usually when we bring some niggas paperwork to y'all, bro, we usually have they paperwork, or we might have they statements, or we might have the police statements, or the attorney, or the district attorney statements about this person cooperating. In this case, we have three things, bro. We have Pooh Sims saying he told, which is his co-defendant and his brother. We also have the paperwork where in the court transcripts, it shows that Max B, the police didn't even go looking for him, bro. Max B went looking for the police so he could talk to them, bro. Dig what I'm saying? And we also have Max B in his own words, in his own appeal, bro. He's saying that, yes, I cooperated, bro. He's asking the court to give him leniency on his sentence due to the fact that he cooperated on Gina Conway, bro.
So again, this is Max B's actual appeal, right? Now, when you go through Max B's appeal, we're gonna go after dude got his shit blown out, whatever. We live on Vlad. What's up? Whack, I have to call you. I don't know if you want to do this after.
Y'all already know Whack and Academics, bro. That's a dynamic duo, bro. That's the dynamic duo, bro. You know they finna go in on this paperwork, bro. You know Whack is not letting 1090 Jake slide with that, bro. Let's go.
We live on Vlad. What's up? Oh, Vlad, what's good, my brother? Whack, I think you've been countered. I think we're hearing that Max B's as solid as they come. He did not cooperate, brother. Max B, I sent you all the paperwork. I'm watching the 1090 Jake thing. It said that no, I don't care about 1090. 1090 is a regular dude like everybody else. The documents, this is what you're looking for actually here. Okay. Let me guide you directly to what you want to read. Okay, give me a paperwork breakdown. I sent you the paperwork. This is going to guide you right to where you want to read. This is one part where he's admitting that due to his cooperation, he should be given leniency. Here, that's what page is this? That's Max B's paperwork. Okay, yeah, but the other part is send me a document. What page is on it? I don't look at it. It'll tell you that. You have all the documents. You even have the appeal. There's another part where you'll see Max B told the detectives where the girl involved in the murder robbery, where she works, with strip club, and where she lives. Did you know? I've heard from hell. Yeah, that's snitching. See, this is the part.
That's what I just told y'all, bro. Exactly what Whack 100 is saying to Academics is exactly what I just read to y'all, bro. Wack just said that Max B told on his girlfriend, bro. He said that Max B told the police exactly where Gina Conway lived at and where she worked at, bro. And also in his appeal paperwork, in Charlie Wingate, which is Max B, in his appeal paperwork, he argued to the state that he needed a sentence reduction due to the fact that he cooperated with law enforcement in helps of finding where Gina Conway was located, bro.
If I'm a street dude, let's say me and you are street dudes, and they said, do you know where Wack works? And I said, I know Wack does podcasts or does interviews with DJ Vlad. Am I snitching?
Listen, let's paint the right picture. Academics.
Yeah.
This lady and this dude was involved in a murder robbery. We know you have some involvement as well. What do you know about them? She works at Scarlet Strip Club and lives at this location. They're letting him know she is an interest. He knows she's of interest because they put the play together. Anytime you give any information up on anybody else other than yourself, you're telling. And this is why your crowd is not going to understand. Our rules are our rules. We don't give a damn about what the civilians or the L7 think. The minute Max B told that detectives where that woman lived and where she worked, and they apprehended her, she then told on Pooh Sims, who got 120 to life, and she did like 8 years or so. She went to jail as well. You tell it. And if you read the document, you're going to read.
But I heard she told on Max B as well.
Listen, it don't matter. He told on her first.
Okay.
You don't give a shit.
Let me ask you one question.
If you read the document, it says.
So the paperwork.
Wingate also urges that the court erroneously failed to find any mitigating factors. Specifically, he argued that the conduct was a result of circumstances unlikely to recur, because he would have nothing more to do with Conway. He also argues that he cooperated with law enforcement authorities, right? With them helping them locate Conway. You're a fucking rat.
Y'all heard it, bro. Y'all heard it, bro. Max B is home, but Max B is a certified long tail. Max B is officially a part of the Long Tail Tattletale Committee. Max B and 6ix9ine have a joint album coming out, bro, and it's officially called the Long Tail Tattletale Twins, bro. Yeah, 6ix9ine and Max B are the Long Tail Tattletale Twins, bro. Y'all gotta give Max B that same energy that y'all gave 6ix9ine. Now, I know y'all ain't gonna give Max B the same energy that y'all gave 6ix9ine because we know 6ix9ine is a PDF file as well. Dig what I'm saying? Yeah, 6ix9ine is an unregistered SO offender. Dig what I'm saying? Dig what I'm saying? He's an URSO. That's what we call 6ix9ine, an URSO, bro. Unregistered ex-offender. Dig what I'm saying? So y'all ain't gonna give Max B the same energy that y'all gave 6ix9ine, but y'all should give Max B the same energy y'all gave 6ix9ine, because Max B is a certified snitch, bro. He's a rat. He's a turncoat. He is a long tail, bro.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Do you not see that?
No, I do see it, but
do you see it?
No, I see it, but if your lawyer contends, like for example, if your lawyer says
No.
If your lawyer makes a case saying you have been helping to stop the violence in the community,
listen, the lawyer.
Isn't that an argument you would make in an appeal?
The lawyer, listen, only it said Wingate cooperating with law enforcement helped find out Conway's location. That is not the lawyer. Is the lawyer name? Who name is Wingate?
That's Max B.
Okay, it specifically says Wingate, not the lawyer. Wingate helped the detectives through cooperating with law enforcement authorities, helping them locate Conway. Look, bro, in our world where we come from, you told, you ratted. And he also told, that's letting you know his cooperation was, she lives here, work there. He knew she was part of the murder robbery because they all lied.
And look, this is another fact. This is another fact that people ain't talking about, bro. One of the addresses that Max B gave of Gina Conway, bro. One of the addresses that Max B gave the police that he said Gina Conway was residing at, bro. They went to that address, bro, and the police found items from a robbery, bro. That's what the police found at that address, bro. Max B is a certified long tail, bro. He even tried to throw Jim Jones in there, bro. He told the police he was on the phone with Jim Jones when he was talking to the police, bro. This nigga is a rat, bro. This nigga is a long tail, bro. And look, we got to talk about a lot of these New York rappers, bro. No New York rappers is standing on business, bro. No New York rappers, no New York podcasters and content creators. They is not standing on business, bro. Code 33 ain't saying nothing. Fat Joe and Jada ain't saying nothing. Dig what I'm saying? Nobody is saying nothing, bro. The only New York influencer that's saying anything is Jim Jones. Dig what I'm saying? Jim Jones is the only person that's been calling out Max B. See, I find it kind of ironic because Fat Joe and Jada on their show, bro, they had a specific episode where they was speaking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. They was even calling Gunna a rat, bro. That's what Fat Joe and Jada was saying, bro. They was saying rats make good music, bro. What about Max B, bro? Because Fat Joe, his comrades was in my comment section taking up for Max B, bro. Taking up for Max B, bro. Fat Joe, you got niggas in Terror Squad who are taking up for a known informant, bro.
Are you playing the recordings I sent you on this brother who's doing 120 live?
S'mores, what up? I appreciate you pulling up. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We talking about Max B. Max B paperwork party. He is exposed. He is a long tail tattletale.
I sent you all this 2 days ago. 120. That's a real number.
All right, hold on, though. But here's the thing.
That never doesn't make sense. 120 with ice like.
Yeah, no. Yo. Tell Vlad this is New Jersey. They fry you over here. They don't play that. They fry you. Some Texas.
We got homies that got 237 plus 2 life sentences.
Hey, shout out
2 life sentences plus 237.
Yeah, Vlad. In New Jersey, when they catch, hey, tell Vlad, the niggas that ran up in my crib, they doing 20. I ain't even have to take the stand. I was ready to do it.
Listen, and I wouldn't have called you a rat because you a civilian. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know Max B. I have all the reason in the world to be cool with him because him and French are brothers, and French is my comrade, respectfully. But the paperwork is the paperwork. In 6ix9ine's words, they're just like him.
Hey, by the way, also Vlad, just to give you a little more context, because I grew up in that county. It's Bergen County. It's a Jewish county. Nothing is open on Sundays. All malls are closed. That's law. You cannot sell nothing on Sundays. You do crime over there, that's why they held Fabio for 6 months. They just buried that nigga. They don't give a fuck.
So look, you got the paperwork. You looking at it. You got the full document. Well, I isolate the document. You have a recording from his brother, Pooh Sills. Press play, bro. Let him hear. He's doing 120 life.
Yeah, but I don't need to hear him kind of repeat. Like, I know the crime he did. Like, you know.
He's the one that directed me where to go find these documents. He's doing the time. The girl did 8 years or 10 years or so. She did time.
All right. Let me ask you this ideological question. Hey, because this is also what Max B is arguing. Yo, I told him to go steal the money. This is the dummy that shot the nigga in the head because he wanted to. He was doing too much or whatever.
You cannot listen, bro. See. I agree.
See, Vlad a civilian and he know the rules, bro. Even Vlad know the rules, bro. Academics don't know the rules, bro. Academics need to stop speaking on snitching, bro. Just like Trap Lord Ross, just like 1090J. Guys like that shouldn't talk on snitching, bro, because they not gonna understand what the street codes is. But I gotta say this though, 1090 Jake, he understand, bro. But 1090 Jake is being paid off, bro. 1090 Jake is taking the bag now, bro. See, this is what happened with 1090 Jake. 1090 Jake came out on fire, bro. He was exposing all the rappers, bro. And y'all know how that go, bro. He messed up a lot of relationships, bro. He burnt a lot of bridges by exposing these rappers because a lot of the people who are behind these rappers, bro, he messing up their investment, bro. 1090 Jake was messing up a lot of people's investments, bro. And labels do not like that. Dig what I'm saying? So what 1090 Jake trying to do now, bro, he's trying to clean his face, bro. He is trying to clean his face, bro. He just like a lawyer, bro. How a lawyer be swapping out clients, bro. Like a lawyer be swapping out clients for judges, bro. That's what 1090 Jake is doing right now, bro. He is trying to become liked by the industry, bro.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Me and you, we go to the store, right? Black, take me to the store. I go in the store, shoot a dude. Black don't know. I walk out with a bag of chips and a soda pop, getting Black's card, pull off, don't say nothing. The cameras catch Black's plates, right? They knock on Black's door. I know Vlad is gonna say, yeah, we went to the store, yeah, it was whack. I put Vlad in that situation. What I would do is come out that damn thing on foot and never look back at Vlad or nothing ever again to try to keep him out of it. But if Vlad is my homeboy, Vlad from the streets, Vlad can't tell them people nothing. This is the rules of the streets. This is why I wrote the 13 new commandments of the streets. Because what you're saying is how they're living it. I put in all the old rules and all the new rules they're living by. Not my rules. This is what they're doing. He told, if you give them any information on anybody else about the commission of a crime and you're from the streets, you're a rat. You know that.
Okay, all right, and I'm using some of these maybe mental. I'm playing a little bit devil's advocate, but these are valid questions, I think. All right, for example, so there's a Chicago case with Rondo number 9 and C-Day. So it was two guys. They robbed a cab driver, and the guy got killed. Essentially, on appeal, one of these guys, I think it was Rondo number 9. His attorney raised the issue. Hey, the evidence points towards my co-defendant doing the crime more than it points to me. Now,
we still gonna fuck you for telling.
No. They're both.
Act. You can't compare Rondo and C-Day case to Max B case, bro. Rondo and C-Day, both of their lawyers did the same thing, bro. Both of their lawyers is pointing the finger at the other one. Dig what I'm saying? Max B told off the rip, bro. Max B told before they was even charged, bro. Max B told when he wasn't even a suspect. Max B went to the police on his own, bro. That's not the same as just an appeal, bro. But to put the cherry on top of the cake, Max B went on his appeal and admitted that he cooperated, bro. He admitted in his appeal that he cooperated, bro. And he tried to get leniency due to his cooperation, bro.
Kind of like both of their lawyers are going to try to say, hey, you guys have the wrong guy. It's the other guy. And it's not really telling on the other guy. They're just saying the evidence supports another person doing the crime, not me.
Listen.
Is that telling?
Listen. If any of them individuals gave their attorney any statements to use against the other dude about that crime, is telling. But this is telling. Wendy, who is Max B.
But Wack, he only told him where he worked.
With law enforcement authorities by helping them locate Conway. There's nothing else to talk about. Act, I'm sorry.
All right, okay. Let me just use another example. All right, two people do a crime.
Cooperation.
Wax, say you were into criminality and someone gets interrogated and they said, hey, you know Whack 100, right? Person says yes. It'd be like, is he from California? If he says yes, is that telling?
At that point, you just gave up information on somebody else.
That's telling?
Period.
Oh,
we're going to feed it to that.
Oh, my God.
If they tell
we got to steal the sidewalk, y'all. We got to steal the sidewalk.
Listen, bro.
Yeah, act. You got to stay on the sidewalk, bro. When it comes to snitching, bro, and things like that about street topics, bro, make sure you keep Whack 100 on speed dial, bro, because he gonna give you facts, bro. He gonna give you a better outlook on it, bro, because niggas like you and Trap Lord Ross, bro, when y'all speaking on street topics, bro, y'all be completely lost, bro.
But listen, if they say, hey, Whack, big you, yeah, what up? Do we live in the 60s? I don't know where he lived. That's on you to figure that out. Big you.
Hold on.
Is he from 60s?
Look, we're gonna wrap this up with this, y'all. Check it out, right? Max B just came home, bro. Y'all just heard the content, bro. We just broke it down from A to Z, bro. Max B is officially a long-tail tattletale, bro. Max B is officially a part of the long-tail tattletale committee, bro. Do y'all think the rap community is gonna accept Max B being a snitch, bro? Is they still gonna work with him? I think they is, bro, because it's a lot of New York rappers that's picking and choosing, bro. They called out Gunna, they called out Thug, they called out 6ix9ine, but they ain't saying nothing about Max B, bro. Is New York scared of Max B, bro? Is the streets of New York scared of Max B, bro? We gonna get on to the next story, bro. We gonna react to this content of Seti Nash. Seti Nash is breaking down the situation I was telling y'all about with Lil Boosie, bro. Lil Boosie has been banned by LA gang members, bro. By LA Hoover members to be exact, bro. Let's get into it, y'all.
If you're a video agency and all
Y'all know we gonna skip through these ads, man. It's gonna be quick.
The problem is not. And you said Boosie said in order to deal with him that he needed meet OG Gumby. Yeah, that's it. Oh, on Hoover. This is very right. I'm telling you, that nigga not from Hoover. He better not speak on Hoover business. And I ain't seen anyone Hoover said. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, either he's a genius or he's the dumbest person on the internet. Ain't no one fusing tools. He's either genius or the dumbest because he just put himself in a hell of a conundrum. And I'm gonna explain to y'all why what he said is one of the worst things you can say on the internet. Let's go.
I knew what his brother was up to. If his brother didn't never steal from me, on Hoover he stole from me, and on West Side Hoover I went the fuck for that mother on my money. It just so happened that his brother didn't come, so I had to deal with Lil Boosie. And just like he see him on TV, he cocky. I'm over. But see, he didn't understand. You're in the building with 200 Hoovers, and I'm Gumby over. Ain't no Boosie badass in here. Gumby badass over though. So, in his defense on Hoover, he was outnumbered. We in the green room. It's Boosie, it's Too Bit, it's Stunner from Vegas, his bodyguard from Grape Street. I think like the road manager. Yeah, I'm Hoover, that's the nigga road manager. I told that nigga in my eyes again, bitch, slap the shit with you. I'm Hoover. Like, it went bad because he's mad at Jay-Z now. I ain't never met Jay-Z before. I'm from Hoover. I'm off coding this shit, nigga. I don't know none of these people you talking about. But your brother just made me pay $7,500 more out of my budget. I need to holler at Groove. So he doing the whole Boosie shit. And I understand that I approach him. What's up, bro? I'm Gumby. I put a concert for you. I don't want to hear all that shit. I need my back end. I don't understand what he talking about back end. I approach him again. Over Boosie, listen. Wait, bro, listen. They said I just got out of prison. I explained my whole situation to him again. And he shut me off again. I'm sorry. They shut me. Don't say he shut me off again. And, you know, at that point, I kind of like got upset because it was a miscommunication. Like, me and Groove ain't got no issue. I'm looking for the nigga to throw my hose, and you interfering. And then kind of like, see, I ain't no bitch. I got the whole recording. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to send it a little bit to you, dude. I'm going to send it a little bit to you. Oh, say ain't no bitch. You know what I mean?
Now, when you about your money, bro, one thing about it is...
Hold on. So y'all hearing this story that OG Goofy Gumby, the no good Groove, is saying about Boosie, bro. So he's saying basically Boosie and Boosie's brother, which used to be his manager who stole from Boosie, he's saying they ran a play on him, bro. He's saying they finessed him, bro. He's saying they poured the Baton Rouge back door on them, on Gumby, right? Why didn't you do something about it right then, bro? You saying that you was screaming at them, talking about what you gonna do, saying you gonna slap Boosie and all that, bro. Why you ain't get active, bro? He just said he had 100 Hoovers with him, but Boosie walked out of there with his money and untouched, bro. You looking like a mark, like a buster, cuz. That's what you looking like, bro. You looking like a real buster, cuz.
You gotta make it, you gotta spend it, you gotta recoup. So Gumby operating like an OG supposed to. Not a youngin', but like an OG. So what Gumby is saying here is basically he was wise enough to go, bro, if we smash him right now, we're not even gonna get our bread. Y'all gonna go viral, all that BS, but next thing you know, he gonna be gone. So Gumby wise enough to figure out the situation like, I'm supposed to be getting Boosie, but I was dealing with somebody else. So realization come in because you're an older cat, you know things slow down for you because you're in control of the situation. But here's where things go all the way left. And I'm going to tell you all this. This is why I call myself the hood lawyer. I'm going to give Gumby some lawyer advice that he really need to take to heart, because I think he's gonna do it. I just think he's just putting people on notice. Like, hold on, real quick. Rolling, real nigga was in a bad situation. That's why he went on and fired the bitch Q on Hoover that night. He said, "Book me at Boosie.com." Some real nigga did. But at the end of the day, on Hoover though, when Groove was allowed to leave out of the room, and how that actually played out was that I explained to him after I caught his attention that his brother had stolen from me, and I showed him the bank account, and I explained to him what happened, and he agreed that he never received that money, and saying that his brother TQ was on some fat shit, and me and him was gonna do business. So if you see the footage from the concert, me and Lil Boosie went out and did a whole duo. Guy said, but at the end of the day,
hold on. He's saying Lil Boosie them finessed him, right? Lil Boosie finessed him. He on an interview talking about this, talking bad about Boosie, saying he gonna belt the ass on Boosie and all this, right? But you saying you went out there and did a duo with Lil Boosie. Basically, what he's translating is you went out there and you was fanned out for Lil Boosie, bro. You jumped around on stage and rap word for word all Lil Boosie songs, bro. This nigga is a fan, bro. This nigga is not no businessman, bro. This nigga is a fan, bro. I don't even know how the Hoovers allowing him to speak up for them, bro. Groove ain't no good, bro. Groove is not no good, bro. And that's on Hoover, though.
I lost $52,000 in that concert, and I need my money from TQ, Lil Boosie. What's the nigga name? Blue Contrail. What's the nigga name? Blue Contrail. No, that's the bitch. Those are the nasty. What we used to see at the front head. What's the nigga name? Young Blue. That nigga there. I need my bread. That was 4 months ago that he put that out. Almost 5 months ago that they put that out. Go check out Real Tune. You know, it's some real money in the room. Go check out Real.
Shout out Real Tune TV. It's some tune. It's some real money in the room. Y'all go check out his channel. That's where the original content is from, bro. Also, y'all check out the homie Seti Nash, bro. The Hood Lawyer. Y'all know Seti Nash be having the content, man.
Tune for the full interview of that. Definitely check that out. But now another interview drop, and this is where I say genius or the dumbest, because there's some threats that get sent out that, bruh, if anything happens with anything that's gang related, I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna come back on you, because one, the feds is actively in LA ripping and running the streets right now. It ain't gonna be nothing for them to come get a convicted felon, especially off of threats. He say some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life, or the most genius shit I ever heard in my life, because the way he can switch the words up, I'll tell you what he actually should do. But he getting attention right now for this genius or dumb interview. You decide. Watch this. I need my money. Are you done already?
Here go these ads, y'all. Y'all know we finna skip right through them, though.
My money on. I'll tell you what he actually should do. But he getting attention right now for this genius or dumb interview. You decide. Watch this. I need my money. My money on. I need all of that. You mentioned Boosie going to the federal penitentiary in California. His son going too for that switch. His son got caught in... I heard his son got caught with a switch. But not in California. No, wherever they was at. I don't give a f***. You get caught with a switch, you going to that place. You're there. How do you think he's going to be treated in, like, California? Is it like you have to join a gang, or... Because it's the feds, right? I mean, I don't really know how he's going to be treated, but I guarantee you, if they bust them doors open, the first Hoover that I know that know me, that know anything about me, going to be asked about my bottles. I can guarantee you that. I need my hooves on West Side Hoover. It's supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at on Hoover. They go one way or another. They gonna meet me. They gonna have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on Hoover. Nigga, I need my money. TK, TQ, whoever that was in your inbox. What's his name? Oh, the Boosie's brother. I don't give a f. I need my money. He's talking about slandering you. I don't gotta do none of that. I need my bread. You did some whole bad business. They try to make it seem like, oh, some janky promoter or some other bullshit. No, your brother ran off with my money, Boosie. Boosie, he ran off with my money. Remember that? I'm the nigga that showed you who stole your money. Remember that, Boosie? I need my hooves, bro. On Hoover. I need my hooves. Going to the penitentiary area, you know what I'm saying? The federal penitentiary on Hoover. Somebody gonna answer about my money. I promise you. I promise you. I need my bottles, bro. The last thing I heard me and Boosie talked about is, look, bro, get with your people and my people get with yours. We're going to work it out. That was years ago. I ain't forgot. I need my dollars. I lost $52,000 in that concert, bro. And on top of that, I showed a real, Boosie supposed to be a real nigga. I showed Groove, your brother was stealing from me. That's how he learned that his brother was stealing from me. Because it stole from me and I wasn't going for it.
Hold on. First off, Gumby, you can't say you wasn't going for it because you went for it, bro. Boosie was at that show in your face and you was meat riding, bro. You was fanned out for Boosie, bro. So you was jumping around on stage like a hype man, bro. That's what Gumby was doing, bro. And now Gumby saying basically if Boosie go to the feds, the Hoovers gonna press Boosie. That's cap, bro. Get it back in blood, bro. Get it back in blood, Gumby. You not getting your bread, bro. Boosie is not gonna give you a dime of that money, bro. Especially with you going on this internet clout chasing, bro. Like, Gumby is not a Hoover nigga that got any say-so on any prison yard, bro. The feds is not the state yard, bro. The Hoovers don't run nothing, bro. The Hoovers don't got no say-so, bro. Boosie is gonna be in the South card, bro. The South card is way deeper than the Hoover card, bro. You ain't gonna be able to get nothing done to Boosie, bro. And anyway, why would you make a threat on the internet towards Boosie, bro? Why would you do that, bro? Like, this is bad leadership, bro. Any Hoover or Groove that's up under this nigga, bro, if y'all falling behind Gumby, bro, y'all is crazy, bro. Y'all is finna get indicted like Big U, bro. They gonna have a Hoover Rico next because of Gumby, bro. Dig what I'm saying? Like, Boosie ain't giving you no money, bro. You not getting no money from Boosie. And to make things worse, bro, like, this was years ago, bro. This show was years ago, y'all. Boosie go to LA like it's Baton Rouge, bro. Boosie stomp around in LA like it's Baton Rouge, bro. And ain't no Hoovers did nothing to Boosie, bro. And ain't no Hoovers gonna do nothing to Boosie, bro. Gumby don't got no say-so, bro. Gumby do not got no say-so, bro. His homies don't even rock with him, bro. They got a lot of rainbow rumors on Gumby name right now, bro.
Where it's dumb. He's going to the feds. He is property of the feds. The feds are in LA. What the hell are you doing? This is one of the dumbest things I ever heard. Because it sounds like you finna put a gang hit on him. That'll get you and everybody life, by the way. I just want you to know that. What you should do, or your next interview, what you should do, and if you hop in my inbox, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing. Subpoena time, brother. There's a lawsuit right there. Here's my recordings, here's this, and here's that. I have agreement from you, this, and this. And you know what you do to get your hooves? You shit back as he write up a nice little settlement.
The Hoovers is not going to stand behind Gumby, bro. Y'all got to understand this, bro. Gumby is a Hoover member that got wrongly convicted to go to prison, right? He got wrongly convicted of an unaliving, right? When he got out, he won a settlement for millions of dollars, like $6 or $7 million, bro. What you think he put back in this community, bro? Who you think he put on? He ain't put on nobody, bro. So ain't nobody stepping behind Gumby, bro. Nobody, bro. He got his own members, other Hoover members who put rainbow rumors on his name, bro. They say Gumby be trying to put his tongue in other dudes' ears, bro. Like, what is you doing, Gumby? You think Boosie is studying anything you talking about, bro? You was never getting that money back, bro.
Get your money. You too old to be doing this dumbass shit. Now, it might be genius because he already planning that.
Hello, an invisible...
Go to these ads, y'all. Y'all know we're going to get right through it.
What if I told you that everything can change?
He's already planning that. He's already planning that. He already noticed. He just serving notice in a different type of way. Boosie, hey, bruh, take care of this because once you get in that cell, you're going to be served a paper that says, hey, Torres Hatch Jr., I need my money for this, and you were in agreement. But here's the problem that you're going to have, Gumby. You said that you did not directly deal with Boosie. And you said Boosie said in order to deal with him that he needed you to go to Boosie.com. So the amount of money that you gave Boosie at your concert is completely different. Now, somebody can say, and a lawyer would argue, and I think a lawyer would actually win this one is, well, Nash, you would be right, but the fact that Boosie had knowledge pulled up to that event, acknowledged that his brother had received payment in his name, that would make him, a jury could see him being at fault for this, and then essentially saying that because of the information provided on Boosie's...
Hey, Seti, you kind of right in a way, bro, but Gumby don't got no proof of that, bro. Gumby ain't got no proof that Boosie told him that his brother received payment, bro. Gumby ain't had that conversation recorded, bro. He don't got no proof, bro. It's Gumby word against Boosie word. And Boosie ain't saying nothing because he ain't stunned Gumby, bro.
Instagram or however in which you acquired the information to book Boosie, the fact that you got Boosie there is 100% notice that Boosie at least had knowledge that there was money based off of what Gumby said. So like I say, it's either one of the dumbest things because your ass gonna be sitting in a cell for the rest of your life, or it's genius because you know he gonna be sitting in that cell and you can serve him a piece of paper. But you know who it also works for? It works for Boosie. If I'm Boosie's lawyer, I'm screen recording. Yep. Screen recording. And now I am saying that there is an active, original gangster who, on tape, vehemently admits that he's a part of a very notorious gang in California. Out of your words, you say, man, everything that happened in California, y'all blame the Hoovers. So now you were saying, essentially, you are a man that is in command.
Great job, Gumby. You about to get the Hoovers indicted, bro. That's what y'all got for OG, bro. Gumby is y'all OG, bro. Y'all just got an indictment with all them kids and all that crazy stuff, bro. Now y'all gonna have an indictment off of Gumby name, bro. Congratulations, Gumby. You just got your homies an indictment, bro.
Boosie cannot go to federal penitentiary. You might have just gave Boosie ass everything to go home. So when that judge sentenced him, that judge has to now think about the safety because now there is a hit on him from a notorious gang member about big.
So y'all heard this situation, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro. Y'all think Boosie is studying Gumby, Goofy, Gumby, no good groove, bro? I don't think Boosie is worried about Gumby at all, bro. Boosie been going back and forth to Cali, stomping in Cali like it's Baton Rouge, like it's his backyard or something, bro. Boosie ain't worried about no Gumby, bro. Gumby ain't did nothing to nobody, bro. Gumby is just a nigga on the internet screaming at a phone, bro. That's it. That's all, bro. Gumby is just like the rest of us, bro. He's a content creator, bro. He is in this media gossip game, bro. That's it. That's all, bro. So look, we gonna get into this now, bro. I told y'all Lil Durk got a legal win, bro. Lil Durk got a huge legal win in court, bro. Lil Durk is coming home. And we gonna react to what Seti Nash got to say about it.
Making my LLC felt so daunting, and I honestly didn't even know where to start. Then I found Taylor Brands, and honestly...
So if you follow me on Instagram at Seti Nash, or if you don't, you should do that right now. Some paperwork dropped last night, and you just got a little taste, a little snippet. Well, here's the whole entire thing. If you can, hit that like button right now. Let's get it cracking. So here we are to go. United States District Court, Central District of California, United States versus Durk Banks. Here's what we're here for, right? Defendant Durk Banks replied in support of his motion to dismiss for vagueness or an alternative for a bill of particulars. Basically saying like this, if you ain't gonna give me this, at least give me this. Ladies, y'all know how to do this better than men do. Fellas, when she say, hey, can you do this one thing right here? And then she turned around and asked you to do something else that seems smaller. She really wanted you to do the smaller thing. My bad, ladies. My bad. I ain't mean to spoil that. I'm finna get some emails. Defendant Durk Banks, through his attorneys Drew Fillon, Marissa Goldberg, Jonathan M. Brayman, and Christy O'Connell, hereby files this reply in support of his motion to dismiss the indictment for vagueness or any alternative for a bill of particulars. Respectfully submitted. So y'all see, this is his lawyers basically doing whatever they doing. The second superseding indictment referred to here as the indictment. All right, this is this is language for y'all to understand. You ever been driving and it's too damn cloudy? There's so much fog. You like, bro, I need to pull over and reassess this whole entire situation. That's essentially what Drew Fillon and them are doing. They said, hey, bro, we don't actually think y'all got anything here. We think y'all operating under vagueness, which means clearly not seen. Don't worry, it gets real interesting because when I tell you this is the reason why Drew is the billion-dollar lawyer, you're going to factually understand why the hell it is, or this is just a weak-ass case. It's one of the two. Either y'all going to say Drew is that man, or the feds is playing a terrible, shitty game. Wrote an introduction The government's opposition was this opportunity to highlight specifics, either in the indictment itself or in the discovery, that clarifies its basic theory with respect to two things, and two things only. One, the alleged bounty, and two, the pervasive yet vague at the direction of accusations. But it fails to do so. Instead, the opposition recites at great length details in the indictment that are relevant to the instant motion. It then states in conclusory fashion that the discovery fills in any missing pieces on essential elements without explaining how or laying a record for the court to decide whether that it is true. The court should see through this smokescreen and decline to blindly take the government's word that the discovery puts Mr. Banks on constitutionally sufficient notice. Without the court's intervention, the vague indictment becomes a blank check that the government has written itself, allowing Mr. Banks' prosecution on facts that were not presented to the grand jury that would take him by surprise at trial, and that are continually shifting as government cooperators change their stories. Argument. The indictment's detailed treatment of other subject matters does not make up for its vagueness on the bounty and at the direction of allegations. At the outset, it is important to clarify what Mr. Banks is and is not arguing in this motion. In his motion, Mr. Banks takes issue with only two deficiencies in the indictment. The first is that the indictment fails to allege the essential facts with reasonable particularity of time, place, and circumstances related to the alleged bounty that is an element of the murder for hire charge. See United States versus Christian, 19 U.S. 542.
Hold on, we're gonna pause for a second. Basically, what Seti Nash is saying right now, bro, basically what he's reading, bro, Durk lawyers is saying that the feds ain't got nothing, bro. The feds case is weak, bro. And I've been telling y'all this from the jump, bro. The feds is just throwing something on the wall, hoping that it sticks, bro. They trying to convict Durk in the media, bro. They might got a case on the other OTF members. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Free them niggas, though. Free Didi, free Flacco, free all them niggas, bro. Free Boogie. But they have a case on them niggas. I ain't gonna cap, bro. But on Durk, bro, they can't really tie Durk to nothing, bro, as you hear in this motion, bro.
1875, they went all the way back to the damn Civil War era. So there's always these phrases, right? That who, what, when, where, why, who, what, when, where, why. They're asking how. How in the hell y'all gonna say this, bro? How are you guys going to basically say all of this stuff happened, but then leave us in the blind? And they're not gonna sit up here and say overexpose yourself. They say, hey, bro, how in the hell are y'all even saying this now? Now we gotta ask these questions because, and I told y'all, the fact that the feds are going so damn hard, so hard for a song that essentially was written 7 months before, that even if you applied it, doesn't make sense. Even if you applied it, makes zero effing sense. I just want y'all to understand this. If that bounty allegedly was real, right, and they stalked and they did all this and did all that, where's the money?
Why haven't you started a fund yet?
Here go these ads, y'all. Y'all know we gonna get straight through them.
Gone out and raised.
Second is that it fails to allege the essential facts about the directions that Mr. Banks is alleged to have given in furtherance of counts 3 through 5. Directions that are his only alleged link to crimes carried out by others in his absence. Mr. Banks argues vagueness on these two topics only. Mr. Banks does not argue that the indictment is fatally vague in any other way. For example, with respect to motive for TB's murder, the date, time, circumstances of the stalking, gun possession, or the murder of SR. What facility in interstate commerce was used? What? Wow. Or the overt acts necessary to support a conspiracy charge. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Yet the government wants the court to find that in the inclusion of details on these other matters renders the indictment valid across the board. Its opposition's introduction cites the indictment's robust allegations about the motive for the murder. Details about how the defendant stalked the murder victim's vehicle for hours leading up to the killing, including photographs and details about each defendant's role in the murder plot. No mention of the robustness of the bounty or at the direction of allegations. Government's op at 1.
Over the next 4 pages, it regurgitates all of the indictment's allegations, including those that do not matter here, in great detail. ID at 1 through 4, of course. The government can cite to no robust allegation, let alone a bare bones time, place, or circumstance about the bounty offer / acceptance, or the direction that Mr. Banks is alleged to have given to his purported co-conspirators. The reason for that omission is simple. The indictment contains none. Yo, he talking shit. He saying y'all lying. The government then goes on to argue that these details about matters other than the bounty and at the direction of allegations are all that are necessary to pass constitutional muster here. SSI includes the elements of the offenses, the date and place of the murder, the motive, the participants, and the actions they take leading up to and including the murder. There is no missing factual allegation that precludes the finding of criminality. Gov. Op. at 8. And later, it argues that it is enough, that SS1 names with particularity the date and place of the murder, the participants and motive, and 27 overt acts describing the actions leading up to the murder as well as the murder itself. ID at 10. The indictment can contain 1,000 alleged overt acts, but if it's missing any essential facts giving rise to the charges, it fails nonetheless. Just like it names the date and place of the murder, it should name the date and place of the bounty offer. Yo, what? Drew cooking this shit.
And look, y'all got to keep this in mind too, bro. I told y'all before, bro. The feds is banking their whole case on one witness, bro. PW1, prosecution witness 1, which I believe is OTF Jam, bro. I'm like 1,000% sure that it's OTF Jam, bro. OTF Jam is telling them all this information. But as y'all gonna hear in this, bro, they saying Drew Finland is saying basically the feds know Jam told them a lie at first. That's why they trying to take the bounty out, bro. Jam said it was a bounty at first. Now he's saying Durk basically really didn't give a bounty, bro. So how do you have a man in jail for unalive for hire with no bounty, bro? No bounty, bro.
Government's focus on non-pertinent details is a distraction. The presence of these details does not make up for the indictment's failure to provide reasonable particularity of time, place, and circumstances. Where it matters, on the alleged bounty offer that is an essential element, of the murder for hire charges, and on the directions that are the only alleged link between Mr. Banks and other charged crimes. As to those two critical subject matters, the indictment is void of reasonable particularity of time, place, and circumstances. So where's the specific facts? Can we get to the specificity and everything? Because it's basically saying you're distracting the court with irrelevant information. Like, y'all know when y'all get ready to push somebody, hey, here it comes, bow. Didn't even see that coming, then just like a magic trick. So basically what they're saying is, yeah. Can we get more details? Is that possible? Can you tell us a little bit more? I mean, I'm just going to put it out there, bro. I need a little bit more. So, nah, man. They're saying this is too broad. It's like the YNW Melly trial when they were like, oh, we went and we searched here, and here, and we will find it eventually. And they're like, yeah, except, bro, you went way back, way too far. Your scope should be here and here. They're basically saying, why not just put the specifics? Why not specify it? Why isn't this that basically ties Durk to the murder? Why not? Just
If they really had something tying Durk to this unaliving, bro, the feds would have been said it, bro. You got to think about it like this, bro. The main thing the feds wanted to use when this case first dropped, bro, was the song, bro, saying Durk was taunting his rivals and bragging about this hit. But then they found out Durk made that song 7 months before the hit even happened, bro. And now the only thing you got tying Durk to this, bro, is the fact that he was in LA, bro, that he was on a flight with one of the co-defendants, bro. One of the people that they do have evidence on, which is O.T. Avani, bro. Durk lawyers is going to smoke this case, bro. If this case does end up going to trial, which is preparing to go to trial, bro, Durk coming home, y'all.
just curious, man. So what's going to link Durk to it? Can y'all give us that?
Watch out for the following symptoms of high blood pressure. 1. Joint pain. 2. Blurred vision. 3.
Mr. Banks thinks only
what he is entitled to under the law. The government's central theories of prosecution. Even the government has to admit a defendant is entitled to know the time, place, and circumstances of a transaction giving rise to the charge. CEG Government Op. at 13N5 cited United States versus Minetti, 323 F sub 683-696 D-Dale 1971. But the government nonetheless argues that the indictment here suffices because the information the defendant requests, the specific language defendant used in ordering a bounty and directing his co-conspirators, are not operative or central facts to the case. Gov up at 15. See also ID at 10N4, the information sought by defendant. The words he used in offering a reward to killers of his rival or in giving directions to others are not elements of the offense. ID at 15, the information defendant seeks is merely the details of acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. A bounty offer is, however, a necessary transaction giving rise to a murder for hire charge. In a prosecution under 18 U.S.C. 1958, the receipt of or promise/agreement to pay something of pecuniary value as consideration for murder is an essential element of the offense. At the intent to pay someone to commit murder, it is a critical element as well. See E.g. United States versus Wickland, 11-4 F 3D 151 154 10th Circuit 1997. And because Mr. Banks did not himself stalk anybody, shoot anybody, or possess a gun in furtherance of that stalking, that means in manner of his alleged remote participation, i.e. the directions he allegedly gave to others, are essential to the case against him on counts 3, 4, and 5. Those directions are, in fact, the only transactions giving rise to those charges as it relates to Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks is entitled to know the government's essential theory, the who, what, where, when, and how. On these essential points, the government obscures things when it argues that the words used themselves are not essential elements of the offense, considering a charge that we more commonly see in federal court, wire fraud. Imagine an indictment that alleges the following. At some point between November 2020 and August of 2022, the defendant made material misrepresentations about investment opportunities to Wilson and others in order to cause them to part with certain valuable possessions and/or money. It would be beyond reasonable dispute that this language fails to put the defendant on notice of the charges against him. It does not enable him to prepare his defense to assert, that he never made the statements at issue, that they were not false, that they were not material, or that they were not designed to cause victims to part with money or property. Among many other potential defenses, it does not protect against double jeopardy. In the subsequent prosecution, the government could argue that these other statements form the basis for the new wire fraud charge. What is more, it obliterates the important function of the grand jury and permits the government to shift its theory as the case progresses. CEG United States versus Nance 5-3 F2D 699-701 through 02 DC served 1976. Reversed the fraud conviction where indictment failed to specify the alleged false representations because it gave the government a free hand to assert the vital part of the indictment without reference to the grand jury. United States versus Curtis 506 F2D 985 990 through 92 10th Circuit 1974. Reversing fraud convictions where the indictment failed to specify the alleging false representations. So since Durk didn't slide, can y'all point it out? Like, can y'all point out his directions? Like, can y'all actually?
Bro, look, the feds don't got no case, bro. They don't got no bounty, bro. They don't got Durk telling these guys to do nothing directly, bro. They basically saying this what the prosecution witness number 1 is saying, bro. And this is allegedly OTF Jam, bro. He's saying he was under duress. Under duress means he felt threatened. He felt like he was scared, bro. He was scared, and that's the reason that he did this, bro. That's not an M for hire, bro. That's not Durk telling you to go do nothing, bro. Like, being scared is subjective, bro. You could be scared for your own reasons, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? This don't even make no sense, bro. And the feds know this case don't make no sense, bro. That's why they reaching so hard, bro.
I was like, bro, what did he do exactly? Y'all keep saying this shit like we're gonna produce coded language. Yeah, but bro, what is that coded language? Because y'all know everybody's slang is different, right? Geechee, Chicago, means you swing for ding-a-ling. Geechee, California,
mean that you bougie as hell. That you paid, but you a little, you know what I'm saying? You doing a little too much, bro. You think you got too much dip on your chip. You overly stunting. Not the same thing. Geechee don't mean gay in California, but it means gay in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So, different slangs, different things, and all of this shit. And I had a theory, too, of why it wasn't done in California. Then I deep dove, so I'll tell you in the next slide. But a bounty offer is as essential to a murder for hire charge as a material misrepresentation is to a wire fraud charge. And where Mr. Banks' alleged directions to his alleged co-conspirators are the only thing tying him to counts 3 through 5, the circumstances of those directions are essential to his prosecution as well. To be clear, Mr. Banks is now requesting the details of the evidence the government will present at trial, i.e. the specific documents or the specifics documents, text messages, emails, cell site location information, or recordings the government will introduce, or the names of the government witnesses who will testify in support.
Hold on, y'all.
Of the government's theory of the case. See Year Gain versus United States 314 F2D 881 882 Ninth Circuit 1963. Date/time and location of core transaction properly the subject of a bill of particulars, but not the names of government witnesses who would testify about those transactions. Mr. Banks is only requesting the government's basic theory, without which he cannot adequately prepare for trial. By way of example, let's consider Mr. Banks' request for the particulars of the coded language he is alleged to have used to offer the bounty for TB's murder. The issue of so-called coded language will loom large at this trial, with the government arguing that the jury should assign certain meanings to factually ambiguous language, and the defense contests those interpretations. Let's imagine that Mr. Banks is kept in the dark before trial about what coded language he allegedly used to offer the bounty. Then at trial, the following hypothetical is completely fictitious. A government witness testifies that Mr. Banks told him the eagle has landed. And in certain neighborhoods of Chicago, the eagle has landed means that the speaker is offering a bounty for murder. Having heard these words and this interpretation for the first time in trial, the defense would be unprepared to effectively cross-examine the witness about the meaning of those words. The defense will have done no research, conducted no investigation, lined up no witness to rebut that interpretation. That is the definition of trial by surprise. And it is a primary danger posed by a vague indictment. United States versus Z. Handler. I don't know how to say that, so yeah. 498 F2D 352 356 N1 Second Circuit 1974. A danger of a vague indictment is that it does not permit a defendant to prepare an adequate defense or to address himself to the relevant questions of fact and law. United States versus Russell 369 U.S. 749 766 through 67 1962. United States versus Cecil 607 F2D 1294 1296 1979. United States versus Ayers 924 FD 1468 1483. Ninth Circuit, 1991. The same goes for the other information Mr. Banks requests in a bill of particulars, including the date and location of the alleged bounty offer. The indictment also lists no location of the alleged offer, and it alleged a nearly 2-year time frame in which the bounty offer could have occurred. If the defense hears for the first time at trial that the bounty offer was conveyed, for example, in a coffee shop in Chicago, January 5th, 2021, it will be scrambling to figure out whether Mr. Banks was even in Chicago in January of 2021. There may be a witness who would have testified that Mr. Banks was actually in Atlanta at that time, but the defense will have been deprived of that.
Basically, what Durk lawyers is saying, bro. Basically, what Drew Finland them is saying, bro. The feds ain't got no evidence, bro. They don't have no evidence directly tying Durk to nothing, bro. Like nothing at all, bro. Durk did not rent the cars. Durk didn't book the flights. Durk did nothing. Durk didn't tell nobody directly by call, text, email, FaceTime, verbally in person. He didn't tell nobody to do anything, bro. Nobody's even saying he did, bro. But this one particular witness, who I keep telling y'all, got to be OTF Jam, allegedly. We got to put that allegedly on there. Dig what I'm saying? Even though we know it's OTF Jam. OTF Jam is the only one allegedly saying any of this stuff, bro. They got one witness, bro. When have you seen a federal RICO case or any federal case with one witness, bro? They don't talk about no other witnesses in this whole case, bro. All they talk about is Jam, bro. So basically, it's Jam word against everything else, bro. That's all they got, bro. And I don't understand why the feds decided to listen to one witness, bro. He having all these different profit sessions where he's saying different things in these profit sessions, bro. That's not a reliable or credible witness, bro. Jam is not credible. Jam is not reliable, bro. Jam was on that drill, bro. Jam was on that hit. He's trying to get out of this situation, bro.
Opportunity to locate and call that witness. The Sixth Amendment guarantees Mr. Banks and all persons charged with crimes more notice than that. So yeah, y'all get to run around and change y'all theory, change y'all story all the time. First it was here, first it was there, first he said this, first he said that. Nah, buddy. No. You don't get to do that. Sorry, you don't. If y'all wondering, like, I still got to keep my notes because this shit is real difficult to do. So basically, they're saying that the actions of Durk basically is what exactly? Because y'all keep on saying he did this, he did that, but at the end of the day, you don't have a time, you don't have a place, you don't have circumstances required to justify a valid murder for hire charge. They're saying, bro, if he was going to do this, where the hell did it take place? Like, where exactly? Now, I got a theory on how the feds are going to try to spin it to win it, but
so look, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. We done chopped it up on a bunch of different topics, bro. We exposed Max B, bro. Max B is a certified long tail, bro. He is a snitch. He is a rat. He is a turncoat. Dig what I'm saying? Also, we got Lil Boosie. They try to ban him from LA, but Boosie been stomping around LA like it's Baton Rouge, doing whatever he want to do in LA. Hoover Gumby ain't got no say-so in LA. Dig what I'm saying? He ain't got no say-so in his own set, in the Hoovers, bro. The Hoovers do not listen to Hoover Gumby, bro. Hoover Gumby need to be get a put off, bro. Groove ain't no good, y'all. And then we got Lil Durk got this legal win, bro. The feds don't have no evidence, bro. They have no case against Durk, bro. That's the bottom line, bro. I'm going to tap in with y'all tomorrow. I'm gone.